अगर कोई एक ऐसी डिबेट है that has trended more than the usual left and right debate in the last few months, it's none other than the outsiders versus insiders debate. इसका सबसे बड़ा और recent example है the historic amount of dislikes सड़क 2 trailer has on YouTube. तो एक बात तो है, we can literally determine the fate of a film if we all come together. But हम में से कितने लोग हैं who actually supports good cinema when it matters? बहुत ही ज़्यादा कम, right? And these films right here are some recent examples that fail to recover their basic cost. If a film, even though it's really shit, has a bigger star, it ends up earning a lot more than a genuinely good film. And if a film that has an outsider and it's unable to get proper promotion and eyeballs, it just fails at the box office. The same thing happens with a digital release as well. So in this entire insider versus outsider debate, what actually ends up suffering is meaningful cinema. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if a film has an insider or an outsider. The ultimate goal of the film is to entertain you or give you an experience. तो सड़क 2 को most disliked trailer बनाने की जगह, what we can do is support these genuinely good and underappreciated films which released recently on OTT that are starred and directed by outsiders. Number 1. Muthon. Muthon is a 2019 bilingual film directed by Geetu Mohandas. जब से ये फिल्म रिलीज हुई है, I have heard nothing but praises for it, which is why I was eagerly waiting for its OTT release. It explores the story of a young boy who leaves Lakshadweep and comes to Mumbai in search of his elder brother, which means Muthon. Why is he looking for his brother and how does this young boy end up in the sex workers colony of Kamathipur and the deep-seated underbelly of Mumbai is what this film explores. But there is a parallel happier story as well which runs as a flashback. And both these stories fly because of Nivin Pauli's hard-hitting and powerful performance. In Muthon, he is nothing like what we know him from Premam or Bangalore days. The film also stars Shashank Karoda and Roshan Mathew in important roles and both of them have nailed it. The film through its thriller on the surface approach sheds light on very important social aspects and how it affects people from different communities. I won't say more about this film because that might be a potential spoiler if you still haven't watched it yet. And I can't possibly talk about this film without mentioning Sanjana Deepu, the young boy Moola who according to me was the star of this film. Number 2. Pariksha. Prakash Jha in the past has made big films like Apharan and Arakshan. But credit where it's due, even though Prakash Jha had these big budget films, they always told stories that were important to Indian society. And with Pariksha, he proves that if you have a good story at hand and capable actors like Adil Hussain and Priyanka Bose, then you don't need big budget and star power to make an equally impactful film. This film has its heart at the right place. So even though at some places the film might seem incoherent, you are still able to feel the emotions all because of the convincing performances by the actors. Adil Hussain as Bucci just nails the role. Being an Assamese, he played the role of a rickshaw puller from Bihar with such an ease and perfection that you will start wondering if he could have been a better Anand Kumar in Super 30. Number 3. रात अकेली है. You wanna see how an ensemble cast of gifted actors can make storytelling so effective? Then Raat Akeli Hai is the perfect example. A whodunit at its heart, the film is a slow burn, but that in no way means कि ये film का एक weak point है. Nawazuddin Siddiqui plays Jatil Yadav, a cop from Kanpur who thinks he is a Singham or a Chulbul Pandey. But the film is set in an atmosphere that reflects an Anurag Kashyap universe. That's the thing with actors like Nawazuddin Siddiqui or Vijay Sethupathi. No matter how heroic or unbelievable their character might be, their acting and performances are so nuanced and real that we somehow justify those impossible situations. The film also stars Radhika Apte, Aditya Srivastav, Shweta Tripathi, Shivani Raghuvanshi and Tigmanshu Dhulia in supporting roles. I mean, so much talent in a single film. These actors might not have longer screen time, but that's the thing with this film. It demands memorable and impactful faces because each and every character is a suspect. So it's not about the screen time but their screen effect. Number 4. Loot Case. Loot Case might not be a great film, but it's a very well-written comedy, or you may also call it a satire on Mumbai's space crunch problem. I have always believed that for a good comedy film, it's important to have talented supporting cast than the leads. Unke bina, the joke might not hit the right note. Take for example Delhi Belly. Apart from the lead Imran Khan, the supporting cast was actually the best part about that film, or the cult Hera Fairy and Fir Hera Fairy. I mean, we all remember the lead trio Raju, Shyam and Babu Bhaiya, but that film is nothing without Johnny Lever or Rajpal Yadav's most memorable and memeable lines. और लूट कास्ट की सपोर्टिंग कैरेक्टर्स लाइक कि बॉलीवुड के सारे अंडरएप्रिशिएटेड एक्टर्स इसी फिल्म में हो. स्टारिंग अ फेनोमेनल कास्ट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ रसिका दुग्गल, रणवीर शोरी, गजराज राव एंड विजय राज, दिस ensemble cast in a comedy heist thriller is something that deserves your support and appreciation, especially when the film was struggling to get a theatrical release since the last 1 year. Number 5. Umerta. Hansal Mehta's biographical drama is based on the life of a British Pakistani terrorist, Omar Saeed Sheikh, who had a major influence in almost every major terrorist attack that happened in the last 2 decades. Umerta oscillates between the time he spent in jail and his early days when he turned into a completely radicalized individual after he was emotionally affected by the lives lost in the War of Bosnia from 1992 to 1995. The film is a very important biographical drama and it is a very well-researched film. But the best part about it is Rajkumar Rao's menacing body language and his transformation into the deadly terrorist. It's through his hard-hitting performance and Hansal Mehta's narrative that one can't empathize with this character, not even for a second. He's pure evil. I remember how in one of the interviews, Rajkumar Rao mentioned that the character of a terrorist had taken such a massive toll on him that while there was a terrorist attack in Paris, he had applauded that attack inside his head. Mehta's another biographical account, Shahid, based on the lawyer Shahid Azmi, which also featured Rajkumar Rao in the titular role, showed how evil can never touch the goodness inside a person, no matter how radicalized the environment around him is. Umerta, on the other hand, shows how there is no redemption for some evil individuals. Amongst the two, एक आज हमारे बीच नहीं है, and the other one might be set free anytime in the future. Made over a budget of 18 crores, it released in May 2018 and did a business of over 4 crores. It was a major flop. So it's more than fair to give this film its due recognition because films like these come once in a while. So that was the list, guys. Let me know the films that you would want to add to the list in the comments below. And for more such recommendations, subscribe to India Times.